Hey, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to the fish room. Today's going to be tank number 6 of the fish room 43 tank by tank walkthrough series. The thing I like, I'm just going to say, the thing I like the most about this series, it's going to take a while. It's probably going to take me a month or two to go through all the tanks, but it really makes me evaluate every tank and really go and look at it, see what's going on in the tank. And for me personally, I can make changes. There's a few things I've already done. When I look at a tank and I see what I have in it, I think a lot of people waste a lot of room in their fish rooms. So I have 43 tanks. That's a lot of tanks. It's a lot for me to manage. I don't really know if I could handle much more at the moment. I'm busy with work. I've been shipping fish. I've been starting a business of fish aquarium service. I have a website. If you guys want to check me out and you're not familiar with it, it's biancosfish.com. I clean people's tanks, I help set their tanks up, I stock their tanks with my fish, and I do it maybe once a month or so, but you can do it more frequently, maybe twice a month, whatever is kind of convenient for you and how heavily your tanks are stocked. But by doing this series, I really can look at each tank and maximize every tank. So I know a lot of people that have these fish tours and they have 100 tanks, and I think if you're breeding for profit, at least, I think people are wasting a lot of that space. I think I'll do a video on that. So maybe I'll do it on a different day. I just want to kind of say that. I don't want to get too in depth, but you'll see a lot of people, if you're keeping fish for fun, you can do whatever you want. You can put an Oscar in a tank and you can have a great pet fish, and I think that's awesome. But if you're gonna have breeding for profit and you have 20 tanks and 3 tanks are a beta fish and maybe a pleco or something and nothing's really going on, and you're trying to really produce stuff and you're trying to sell fish, I think you're wasting money on that aquarium and your electricity, your food, your water change, your time. I'm trying to maximize every tank to be profitable and have a purpose. So makes me, it's hard to do for anybody. You have a tank like, oh, I like that fish, it doesn't work out with the project, and you kind of just keep it running for 5 or 6 months before you do anything different with it. By doing this series really makes me look at every tank and know what's going on and what's the purpose of it. Whether it's growing something out, selling something, breeding something, I think every tank should have a purpose. If you're gonna do it to make money and you wanna breed for profit, you gotta really crunch numbers and you gotta look at what am I doing here. And I think this is really gonna help me, help my fish room, help the series of what's going on in the tank, why is it there, what's its purpose. So tank number 6, I have some purple delta guppies growing out. I probably have about 2 dozen in there. Gonna help me continue the strain so I can get some pure purple delta guppies to breed in the future. And it's gonna give me some real nice show quality fish I can sell to other people as trios and pairs that I know that they're clean. And by clean I mean they haven't been crossbred. So separating these fish, not having 5 different strains of guppies growing out in one tank and then they're starting to crossbreed before you can separate them. This will allow me to prevent that so I can sell pure strains. I sell 6 packs of fry online. I sell trios of adults and breeding pairs ready to go. So this will help me do that. So that's the purpose behind this tank. I know that it's gonna be good for the future of this strain. I know it's gonna be profitable to sell to customers, and it's not going to take much time. This tank's going to maybe go for 2 months or so until I move it around. And I might move it sooner and put another female in there to drop fry and kind of do this all over again. But let's take a closer look. I'll get to the tank. I'm actually doing water changes on half the fish room tonight. So I'm going to do a water change in this video as well. But let's go ahead. Let's look at the fish in there. I don't want to take up any more time. Let's see what they are, how big they are now, when they were born, and do that water change, and I'll keep going with this video. So here's the tank. It's a 10-gallon aquarium. I have some fake plants in there, and there are some purple delta guppy fry. They were born on 9/20, so they are a little over a month old. Let's think, they're about a month and a week, or a month and 10 days, maybe 6 to 7 weeks old. You can see they're starting to get color there. Can't really tell males and females just yet. There's a few in there I could probably spot their egg spots for the females. The males are still starting to show a little bit of color, but they're a little young to tell. That's definitely a male, and that's definitely a female. There's a few in there I can tell. Like, let's see, get it to focus in for us. Sorry, give me a second. I'm spotting a few, but not through the camera. So this one in the middle of the tank is most likely a female. Yeah, that's a female. So the one going to the right, facing us, going down, that one in the middle of the screenshot, that'll be a young female. You can see where her vent is, that there are a dark spot, kind of like eggs. So that'll be a young female there in the corner. This tank's on the floor, so it's a little hard to get up in front and see those fish. And sorry for the quality, there we go. But this is a 10-gallon aquarium. They are going to get a 50% water change now, so I'm going to show you how I do that. But the purpose of this tank is I put a female in here that was pregnant. She dropped fry within maybe a week or two. I removed her. Now these guys are growing out. So I'll have maybe 2 dozen of all brothers and sisters. I knew which mother they came from. I knew she was bred to the certain male. And I'll be able to grow these out and sell them confidently, knowing that they are a pure strain Purple Delta. And I know for the next generation of breeders, I'll be able to get maybe 2 trios of this. I'll hold them back for breeders, and the rest I'll be able to sell for trios, or if I sell any shortly, some of these will go as 6-pack fry, and people can grow them out, and they know they'll get at least a male and a female, where they can grow them out and have this strain themselves. One other fish I have in this tank is an albino bristlenose pleco. You can see its tail there, it's kind of hiding in the back. But I put it in here maybe a ½ inch, and it's already about an inch or 2 long. So that's kind of growing out. It's helping keep the tank clean. I can feed these guys heavier, and I know that there's no extra food because he's going to clean it up. And I also can grow that fish out, sell it as a large pleco, and make more money off of its size. From when I put it in here, it's going to grow, and I can sell it for a little bit more, or I can hold it back as a future breeder, depending on what I have going on at the time whenever it reaches adult. So that's kind of the purpose of this tank. I'm going to go ahead and do a water change here, so I'll show you what that looks like. The tank above, I'm doing one. This is a tank number 5 I showed before. Has the yellow half blacks, and there's my mag drive pump. So it has the sponge cover on it. I'm going to drop this down in there. Let me throw this camera on my camera stand, and hopefully we get a better view of me doing this. This water change will literally take a minute. So we're going to drain the water down. I'll fill this up, and I'm also going to fill up some of my other tanks here. Doing 2 videos today, so I did a little update on my tanks, and I'm also doing tank number 6 update. So if you want to go back and forth and watch both of those, it's up to you. They're kind of linked together today, just because I want to kind of get 2 videos in, because I missed Friday and Saturday videos. So let's go ahead and do this water change. And if you haven't seen my 4-minute water change video, I showed how I'm doing these water changes. I'm pumping water from the tank with the mag drive to a floor drain, and then I'm filling the tanks up with a python hose. Let's go ahead, throw the camera on the stand, you guys can see that. Alright, so for the water change, I'm just going to drop the hose down, plug it in, get it going. I have my safe that I use for the chlorinator in a jug there, and mix it up. And I have a little dropper here that I can monitor how much I'm using. So to do the water change, simply just going to pull the pump out of this tank. There's usually a little bit of water drops on the floor, but after I do all my changes, it's very few. I'll just take a small amount of water on the ground, but I'll get a towel and just go through and wipe that up so it's nice and dry when I'm done. But I'll go ahead, plug in my pump. Start pumping out, and this will take maybe 30 seconds on this tank. It doesn't take very long at all. So while I'm doing this, I can kind of look around, check other tanks. If a sponge filter's starting to run slow, I'll go ahead and take it off the air line, rinse down the bucket of water, put it back in there. So that's kind of what I do while I'm waiting on water to pump. But as you can see, it's pretty much ready to move already. That's that quick. And I need to drain this tank next to it also. So whenever it is ready, I'll just lift it up. So that's more than 50%. Move that over, and then I have my Python hose here. So just fastened on. I'll hook it on. Let me go ahead and turn the water on for this tank. We'll fill it, and then I'm gonna finish filling the rest of my tanks. But this tank, tank number 6, is about all ready to go for today. So you can see the guppies I have growing out, see their color, see them maturing to males and females, and it's pretty simple. So each tank takes me about a minute or so to really do a water change on, probably about 30 seconds to drain, maybe a minute to fill. So give or take, that's only a 10 gallon. You can see this one's done now already too. I'm actually going to unplug that pump. Let's get this water running and let's fill it up to our drops. And that'll about include tank number 6 of the updates. If you want to watch more of this stuff, I'm going to finish filling the rest of these tanks on my fish room update video. So I'm doing 2 videos today. Hopefully you guys don't mind me throwing a bunch of stuff out at the same day. I'm just making up for days I missed, and I have to do this water change regardless, so why not film it? So let's fill this tank up. So whenever you're filling the tank up, you want to make sure you do the entire water volume first. So I'd say 10 gallon dose. Sorry, the video's a little off. So right now I just did a full, I think it's 2 milliliters, which is 10 gallons. And I'll go ahead and do another 1 milliliter, do 5 gallons. That tank's pretty much ready to go. I'll probably do one more 5 milliliter when it's almost filled. So it's basically 20 gallons of water, 10 for the whole volume. And since it's close to 100% water change, maybe 80%, I'll go ahead and do that milliliter twice. And whenever I'm ready to switch, I'll wait to do that. I'm just going to pinch the hose, move to the next tank, repeat that process. But that's about wraps it up. Check my next video out for the 55 gallon and the guppy breeding, crossbreeding project, and you guys can see that video. But I'm going to wrap this up. I'll fill the rest of the tank up, move it over, and I think that's about it. So thanks for watching, guys. Sorry I messed around with different camera views today, so it's moving around. But I appreciate you guys watching the video and watching the series. Let's go ahead and move this hose over. But I know it's going to happen quick, so I just want to say thanks for watching the face-to-face. But keep watching the videos. I enjoy it, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I do. Have a good day, and stay tuned for more stuff.